Hey there, math friends. Today we're looking at lesson 2.6.5. So technically this is the second half of lesson 2.6. Please write this down at the top of your page, lesson 2.6.5. And this is about simplifying. So please make sure you write those two things down at the top of your page in your math notebook. So let's talk about simplifying. We know that an expression is simplified if it has no grouping symbols left in it, and if all of the like terms have been combined. Now, it's like, oh, maybe, do you remember what a like term is? What are like terms? Well, luckily for you, I have the definition right here. Like terms are the terms. So terms are anything in an expression that is separated by an operator. Like terms are the terms in an expression that have the same variable and are raised to the same power. Like terms can also have no variables as well. Those are called constants. So here are some examples of terms. All right, terms. X is a term. It's a variable. 7x is a term. 7x squared can be a term, and just like the number 5 can be a term. Also, 10xy is a term. So individual terms are items where you can have a number multiplied by some variables with exponents, or a number by itself. These are all terms. Now, none of these, well, I shouldn't say none of these, only 2 of these are like terms, and the 2 that are like terms are x and 7x, because they have the same variable and they are raised to the same power. They're both just to the power of 1. Okay, now if I wanted to put some more, if I wanted to group like terms, 3x squared, now these two would be like terms because they have the same variable and the same exponent, even though they have different coefficients, 7 and 3. 9 is a constant, and because it's a constant, we can say that it is like terms with 5. 9 and 5 are like terms. And 10xy, well, that one's all by itself right now, but we can fix that. We can put 4xy. Now 10xy and 4xy are like terms because they have the same variables and the same exponents. So all of those are like terms. Please make sure that you indicate that on your page, the difference between terms and like terms. All right, so let's talk about simplifying some expressions. Now these are expressions because they don't have an equal sign and nothing on the other side of the equal sign. All right, when we simplify expressions, we are combining like terms. So let's look at this first one here. Here we have 8x, positive 8x, positive 3x. They have the same variable, same exponent, so all we have to do is add their coefficients. So this is 8 plus 3, that's 11x, and we just tack on the variable. All right, simple stuff. Let's look at this next one. Here we have 4x squared, positive 4x squared, positive 2, and negative x squared. So let's combine our like terms. So we have a positive 4x squared and a negative x squared. They're like terms because they have the same variable and the same exponent, and that's important. So we can group them together. 4x squared, negative x squared, and then we'll just put that plus 2 off to the side over here. Now these are the 2 that we combined. Now 4x squared and negative x squared. Now you might want to imagine that that's negative x squared, it has a 1 right there. So that's, how many x's are there? Well, that's 1x squared. So what is 4 minus 1? 4 minus 1 is 3. 3x squared. And then there are no other terms for the plus 2, so we just bring that down. 3x squared plus 2. All the like terms have been combined, and we're done. That 2 doesn't have an x or an x squared or anything after it, so it cannot be combined with 3x squared. Don't even try. Now this next one, let's take a look here. We are going to, first of all, 3 minus 2 times the quantity 4 plus x. We have to use the distributive property that we learned about in the last lesson, lesson 2.6. So first we have to distribute the negative 2, and that's a negative 2 because that has a minus sign in front of it. Okay, so here we go. This is negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. And then negative 2 times x is negative 2x. A negative times a positive is a negative. And then we just bring this, what the heck? Sorry about that. And then we just bring down the 3 because it has no like terms. Or not yet anyway. It was just by itself. We weren't multiplying with that, just multiplying the negative 2. Now we can combine our like terms. We have positive 3 and a negative 8, and then the negative 2x is all by itself there. So what is what is positive 3 combined with negative 8? That's negative 5. And then all we have left is just the negative 2x. Now technically, if we wanted this to be absolutely perfect, we would put the term with the variable in front, so that would be negative 2x and negative 5. Because we're just combining them, we can rearrange them any way we want, just making sure the sign that is in front of your variable goes with it everywhere it goes. The sign in front of your term goes with it everywhere it goes. Okay? So, let's continue on with a real world example. It takes you 30 minutes to get to school. You spend t minutes walking to the bus stop. We don't know what t is, so we're just using the variable. And the rest of the time riding the bus. You walk 0.4 miles per minute, and the bus travels 0.5 miles per minute. So 0.04 miles per minute walking and 0.5 miles per minute riding the bus. The total distance d that you travel is given by the function d equals 0.04 multiplied by t plus 0.5 multiplied by 30 minus t. Simplify this function. We don't have to solve it. All we have to do is simplify it. So I'm going to walk you through it one step at a time. Please make sure that you write down this function because we're going to simplify it. Okay? Great. Now, first things first, I see that we're going to have to distribute 0.5 times the quantity 30 minus t. So, first things first, we're going to distribute 0.5 times 30. And then we're going to subtract 0.5 times t. Now everything else is just going to come down. So the plus sign comes down, 0.04 t comes down, and d comes down. Okay? Now let's go to the next step. We're going to multiply. See, we took care of the multiplication. Now we're going to do the multiplication here. 0.5 times 30 is 15. And minus 0.5 times t is 0.5 t. And then everything else just comes down. That plus sign and 0.04 t comes down, and the d here. Now we have some like terms. Now that we're done distributing, we have like terms that we can combine. So we've got 0.04t, which is positive, and negative 0.5t. So we're going to combine those. We're going to just put them together. So 0.04t minus 0.5t plus the 15. So all we do is combine the two things that were highlighted in purple there. Now, d equals, now 0.04 minus 0.5, what is that? That's negative 0.46t, and then plus 15. That's all we have to do. We're done. We don't have to solve it. We just had to simplify the function, and that is the function simplified. All right. Well, that's the end of the instructional part. I'm sorry that it ran a little bit long, longer than 10 minutes. Here are your practice problems. You can pause the video here and write them down, or you can go back to the slide where you found this video and click on practice work, and it'll take you to the page that has this. Either way, good luck on the practice. Don't forget, try trying. And don't forget to be awesome. I'll see you next time.